NBA 2K19 creating a player news. So for any of you guys who hated how it was in NBA 2K18, they heard you loud and clear, and they went in and they fixed literally everything. So in an interview with Brian Mazik, a 2K dev was telling him about all the little things that they changed, and I'm pretty sure this is in one of the blogs that they came out with today, but I just did not get far enough in the blog. I was listening and reading at the same time, and they got to that point before I had actually gotten there in the reading. So let me just explain to you guys what they said in this interview. A link to the interview will be in the description first of all, but what they said in this interview, right? We're gonna start off with the very first thing. Face sculpting is back in NBA 2K19. If you guys remember in NBA 2K18, we did not have face sculpting. We had it in 17, 16, and 15, but in 18, it just disappeared. So in 2K19, we're gonna have face sculpting back. But what they said was, it's gonna be kind of like a more advanced version of NBA 2K17. It's NBA 2K17 plus one, which you'd assume would be 18, but nah, it's NBA 2K17 plus one, meaning everything that they had plus a little more. So that's pretty cool to me. And they actually talk about what they have, like what that little more is in slight detail. We have 50 plus new facial hairs. So around 50 plus, they didn't really confirm a number, but Brian Mazik, he said, I can't believe that we have around 50 new facial hairs. And he said, yeah, around that amount. So it seems like he's saying 50 plus, but you know, I don't want to say anything below 50 because it really seems like Brian knows something. You know, it seems like 50 plus is the right range. So 50 plus new facial hair features, right? Let's keep on moving. It says you can now somewhat layer the facial hair. So he was asking him, Brian was asking the 2K dev whether or not you'd be able to layer the facial hair. And he said he doesn't really know about like layering, but later down the customization options, you can start to add somewhat layering features, kind of not really layering, but add stuff on top of your facial hair, add stuff under your facial hair, like freckles and discoloration. So that's stuff that we kind of had in NBA 2K like 16 and 17. So for any of you guys who has freckles, this is your year. It's a big year for you. So let's continue on here. It says you can make certain hairstyles longer or shorter. About 30 to 40% of the hairstyles in this game can be adjusted when it comes to their length. So hairstyles like dreadlocks or cornrows could be changed so that they're a little longer or a little shorter. This is something that I think a lot of you guys are going to like, because for those of you guys who got dreadlocks, like long dreadlocks, this is your year. This is good for you. And I'm pretty sure dreadlocks, we didn't even have that, did we? I don't think so. But let me know in the comment section, because that may be a new hairstyle coming to NBA 2K19. That is a hairstyle that was an example, literally an example that the 2K dev gave us. He said, you know, cornrows, dreadlocks. That was an example, so that could be a new hairstyle coming to 2K19. I just can't remember off the top of my head whether or not we've had it before. So let me know about that in the comment section below. You can now add logos and patterns in your hair like NBA 2K14. So if you guys remember, back in 2K14, you could add little patterns and stuff. Now the patterns were predetermined by 2K, so they weren't like custom patterns, but you're able to add patterns in your hair for like certain hairstyles. This is a feature that will be coming back in NBA 2K19. They didn't go into too much depth about it, so we don't know too much about it, but we do know that it's going to be there. So that's something I'm actually very excited for. And finally, tattoos could be coming to offline creating of players, but at the same time, it may not. So the 2K dev was asked about it, but he does not know for sure. He said he wouldn't bet on it or something like that. So I don't think it's going to be coming, but maybe after being asked, maybe now it's in their head and they want to put it in the game before the game actually releases, because he was told how important that would be for the community to have tattoos available for creating a player offline. But that's really it. And if I didn't say this before, they're not going to really be able to add the player like WWE's player image uploader, because they said that this year they're in a position where they're starting over. So they're going to start over when it comes to customization for NBA 2K19, make